Corruption in government.
Corruption is what keeps the state poor. There's no doubt about it. The reason we have such monumental monetary problems right now is because the appropriate money has been misappropriated or stolen or just outright stolen. In 1995, when Paul Patton took office as governor of the state of Kentucky, there was $270 million a year being paid by the state to outside sources to conduct state work. In 2003, when he left office, it was $1.1 billion being paid by the state to outside private interests to conduct state work. That is pure pork. That's a pure stream of pork. And we're going to go in there, and I know we can extract $300 or $400 million in pork out of that stream and put it back over here and pay for some of the health care and some of the educational needs of this state simply by stopping corruption.
Very good, very good. You've already seemed to have located the funds to make the changes that you proposed, I see.
Well, as Ken, we thought it was interesting, real interesting, that Medicaid fraud, we've discovered where we can find perhaps $200 to $300 million in Medicaid fraud in the state, save the state $200 or $300 million a year in Medicaid fraud. The Attorney General's office had an opportunity to get $9.6 million from the federal government on a 25-75 matching grant to pursue Medicaid fraud. And whenever the Attorney General uses money to pursue Medicaid fraud out of this fund, it results in finding 10 times what was spent as far as fraud and savings back in relative to what was spent. Our Attorney General, Greg Stumbo, saw fit to only use 12% of that available money to conduct studies of Medicaid fraud in this state. In other words, Greg Stumbo turned down 7/8 of the money available to him from the federal government to discover and prosecute Medicaid fraud in this state. And we're wondering whether it's more than a coincidence that he's teamed up now with Lieutenant Governor on the man who was convicted of the biggest Medicaid fraud in the state, his company was, and who had to pay out hundreds of millions of dollars in fines and fees because of the extent of Medicaid fraud that Dinkor and his companies had committed. So we don't know whether that's a coincidence or not, but we're going to be asking that question in public.
That's very good, very important. These avenues of corruption that you speak of, the average citizen really would like to see something done about it, and it appears that you're the man with the plan.
It's keeping us poor.